feelings and nothing can stress me. The way I run the game, I'm feeling like referee. No, like Moses parting the Red Sea, like a chauffeur, me in the back of the Bentley. So I step out, all white, can't stain. What you want? Rosé, champagne? I got that. Big bag, back pain, taking the piss, the only time I can't aim. So we toasted a good life, living every minute to the full, cause I could die. Pull up at the spot, open doors, and it's suicide. Chillin' rent free, where the check, please? Couple hundred G's on a good night.
I like the way I'm feeling now. No, come use your regrets, but my blues have written now. I like the way I'm feeling now. I'm going to get smart with the stress, me, but right now I'm chilling now. I like the way I'm feeling now. No, come use your regrets, but my blues have written now.
Omomi Emmanuel, and it's time for a moment with tea.
Yeah. All I wanna do is jive. 220 on the highway. I'm about the energy.
This is Aloore Radio, transmitting from the GSM studio at the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, Secretariat, Agodi, Ibadan.
Throw myself a party, then act surprised. Be the highest in the room when the guests arrive. Yeah, ain't nobody realer. Touchdown.
And today we'll be talking about something very interesting, something that everyone deserves to put into place, or everything you think you need to know about yourself, and that's self-love. Like, people forget to put themselves first. When we talk about self-love, we talk about how you appreciate and how you adore yourself. Let's leave the fact that they say you have to care about your neighbors, your family, your friends, you care about them. But one thing I tell people first is you have to put yourself first. No matter how much you want to care about somebody, no matter how much you feel like that person means so much to you, you need to put yourself first. And why we're talking about this today is because some people literally forget that they are existing. Before they say two words, you would have heard about Tolu, Tokbe, before you even hear about them. I don't know if it's speaking to anybody. And you need to understand that self-love is a state of appreciation for oneself that grows from action and support. Now, you can decide to love yourself, but you might not necessarily love yourself at some extent. When we talk about self-love, we talk about self-love where you love yourself mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, everything, every round. You need to just love yourself, like mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, so your spiritual growth, your mental growth, your physical growth. You just need to adore every part of you, from your head to your toe. You should not have any reason to say, oh, I do not like my pinky fingers, I do not do this, I do not do that. When we talk about self-love, there's no room for you to doubt yourself. That's just it. You don't have to doubt yourself if you are beautiful enough, if you are ugly enough, if you are looking good or you're not looking good. When we talk about self-love, you literally have every good thing to say about yourself. That's what self-love is. You're like the hype queen or the hype man of yourself. You don't need any other person to hype you. You don't need any other person to tell you you look beautiful. You would look at yourself and you would tell yourself you are beautiful. And I'm so sure on this show, if we've been following, I've been a lover of telling you that one thing you can do for yourself is you don't need people to reassure what you are, or you don't need people to reassure you of what you look like. You yourself can reassure yourself and let yourself know that you are made and you are beautifully made from God. Literally, that's just like the best explanation. And this is what I usually tell people to do. First thing in the morning when you wake up, you stand in front of your mirror and talk to yourself. And that's like self-awareness. You talk to yourself and tell yourself how beautiful you look. Even if you have the old acne on your face, you find that beauty in yourself. Let nobody make you feel some type of way. Look at yourself in the mirror. Tell yourself the most beautiful things. You have wisdom, you are beautiful, you are loved, you don't just say all these good things of life to yourself. You are rich, you have wisdom, you are everything you can think of. My acne is gone. Just say positive things into your existence. And that's what I've done. I've been doing this for over years and it has worked for me. So if I leave my house in the morning and somebody look at me and tell me, see your face, you have acne, I me myself have reassured myself that this acne is gone. So it's not your word, is your words against mine. So my words should be more powerful because I care about myself and I love myself so much. So your words might literally not mean anything to me just because I've reassured myself of who I am before leaving the house. So if you do that, it will become part of you. Even when you don't see mirror, you can stand and just say these things to yourself just because you are is already part of you. I've been doing this for over 15 years right now, and it has worked for me and it has helped me through different phases of my life. And it has been things that when I want to go for an interview, I stand in the mirror, I'm going to ace this interview, I'm going to do the best I can do. Just say the positive things to yourself, and that energy is what you will take to wherever you are going to, and the energy would just follow you, and you do what you have to do. So even if somebody tends to annoy you on the road, you are like, you said these good things to yourself, and you will not allow just one person's word to take over your emotions or to take over your feelings. Now you understand that your mental health is at that level where you really do not want to care about what people have to say. That's like when we talk about self-love. When you are at that stage of your life where you appreciate yourself so much and you care about your growth, people's opinion would not necessarily matter, or they will not define who you are supposed to be or where you are supposed to be in your life. Like, I tell you that a lot of people are, they call them haters. Like, they literally just want to look at you and just hate you for no good reasons. You don't have to live your life based on those people. We have friends that naturally, when you ask them, is this thing fine, they'll tell you this thing is very ugly, it's not nice. But deep down in your heart, in your mind, you know that this thing looks really good, and you ask other people and they're telling you this thing looks fine. You just know that that person is just out there to hate you, and that person has like a negative vibe. And I don't think at this stage, or the way the economy or the way this world is going into, I don't think you need negative people around you. You just need positive people, and you need people that would put you in that mood. I don't think at this stage of our lives right now we need somebody that would be negative and use swear words and just be cursing and not have anything good to say. They don't see good in anything. Everything they see is bad. They don't see anything that what you're about to do is going to be good. And when we talk about self-love, we talk about how you can appreciate yourself. You don't let people take you down, or you don't let people take advantage of your weakness, or you don't let people take advantage of how good you are. You need to put yourself first, and remember that you come first before any other person. You are who you are. Nobody can take out Omoumi from me, and I cannot take out Deji from Deji. It can only be who you are. You are one version of yourself. So you have to learn to love yourself and appreciate yourself more. You can't just want to imagine that you need to satisfy everybody around you, and you forget what you need to be or how you need to be. You can be at your workplace and things are not going the way you want it to go. It's fine, it's all right. But one thing I need you to remember that the most important thing is you, and you come first. You put yourself first no matter what. Don't forget, don't let anybody make you feel like, they are on top of the world, or they are the instructor, or whatever the situation may be. Just remember that you are yourself, and you need to put yourself first, because from your mental growth, your spiritual growth, your physical growth needs to be on check. Like, every day people go into depression, not because of anything, but because they've actually forgotten who they are. You will not get depressed if you know who you are, and that's one thing that will lead us to another thing: self-awareness, self-worth. You need to be aware of the things around you. Now, I'm not talking about the things around you, your environment. I'm talking about you as a person. You need to be aware of how your mind works. You need to be aware of how your body works. You need to be aware of what your mind wants, what your body wants, what your body does not want, what your body wants. Just imagine when you eat, you know how we get full, and you like have that satisfaction from eating. And that's how, when you eat something and you don't like the feeling in your body, you know those things. And that's how you need to be aware of yourself, that you need to understand that self-awareness is like the most important thing. You don't let people tell you about yourself. Be the one to tell people about who you are exactly. I'm not saying it's not all right for people to talk about you and tell you who you are. That's fine. But when we talk about self-awareness, when we talk about self-love, let it be you. Let you be the self-awareness. You need to be aware of the things around you, from your head to your toe, every little thing about you. When you have like scars, you need to be aware of it. Don't let people be the one to tell you, oh, this scar looks ugly on you, this thing is this, that thing is this. You don't need that. When it comes to self-love, you need to understand that you as a person, you are the author. You can only define yourself. Don't let people define you. And that's like the most important thing of this thing. When we talk about self-love, we mean taking care of yourself. Now, another thing is, people forget that you need to take care of yourself from your head to your toe. You need to understand that when it comes to self-love, it's not only just being aware of yourself, your hygiene, your dressing, the way you smell, the way you look, everything come into place, the way you appreciate yourself. I tell you that when I'm done dressing in the morning, before anybody even tell me I look good, I'm already hyping myself from dressing up to the time that I'm going to be leaving my house. I'm already like hyping myself. So even if I go out and nobody tell me, oh, I look good, I will not doubt myself twice. When I want to enter a room, I enter that room with so much confidence, with so much pride, with so much honor. Just because me myself, I made myself aware of what I look like. And is this same me that when I dress up and I don't like what I'm looking like, I'll be the one to look at myself and tell myself, oh, this is not looking good on you. So that's how you have to understand that self-love is you being aware of what is around you. And another thing is, you have to learn to take care of yourself. They'll say, you should save. Yes, save your money. It's all right to save, but sometimes go shopping, go lingerie shopping, go perfume shopping, just do things. You can, one thing I love about our country, yeah, is that they make everything easy and affordable for every person, whether you are low income earner, high income earner, medium income earner, whatever it is. They make, when you go to the market, you see varieties of things that your money can afford. So don't say, oh, shopping is for the rich. I tell you, it's a lie. There are thrift stores. There are you can go to the markets and just buy whatever you want. If it's spray you want to go and buy, get it and smell good. They're like perfumes that when you use them, they're very affordable, but you smell expensive. When you enter a room, you smell better than someone that spent millions of naira to buy something. I tell you, they're two different people. When you don't love yourself, you might be wearing, maybe you go to the market and go and buy one top for 200 naira and one jeans for 500 naira, and maybe your total net worth as you're standing, let's say it's 2,000 naira, and then someone on the other side, the person's net worth is like 300,000 to 500,000. If you love yourself and you have so much confidence in who you are, you walk into that room and you look like the person that is wearing, or the person net worth is more than what you are. And that's what we talk about self-love. That's what we talk about confidence. That's where we talk about authority. That's what we talk about when you enter a room and you carry yourself with so much love and grace. And that's what self-love is. So you might enter that room and what you're wearing, or the whole combination from your head to your toe is nothing less than 3,000 naira, and somebody from their head to their toe, they're like 500 naira ahead of you, and that's like 97,000 difference. And you enter the room and people would notice you better than they would notice somebody that is 490 ahead of you.
And if you want to play
Someone that is 590 ahead of you, and that's because you have so much confidence. You carry yourself with so much grace and power. That's what it means. So when we talk about self-love, it's not about how, after you finish taking care of yourself, how do you carry yourself, your charisma, everything you want to think about. And that's why you find some people, when two people go for interviews and you find out that one person would get the job. Now there are qualifications. Apart from the qualifications, can you defend that qualifications? Some people do better than what their paper is saying. And that's what we talk about power. That's what we talk about grace. That's what we talk about self-love. You will enter a room and let everybody know that you are there, you are present. Not someone that is 500 and the person is very timid, the person is shy, the person does not really care about herself, and you are just in your own world with so much power, with so much grace, and you just turn that atmosphere around. and people will be wondering, oh, you look beautiful, you look, the person that they're supposed to say you look beautiful, but she's shy, she can't come out of her comfort zone. And because you love yourself so much and you care so much about yourself, you are out of your shell, you are out of your comfort zone, you know, you just do things. And that's what it means to love yourself, and that's what it means to appreciate yourself, and that's what we stand for. Self-love is like the most high stage where you can regard yourself, and that's what we stand for.
Ola show me wahala. She talk say I know hala, but no be why she dey para. She say, oh God, I don't send you.
Another thing is self-love means not settling for less than you deserve. When I talk about self-love, I already explained this. You don't want to settle for less, and that's the illustration I gave earlier on, when we have two people and there's someone that is dressed in the net worth is about 500,000, and that person is just 3,000 naira. You would not, just because you dress less, or you have gone to thrift market to get your items and you feel like, oh, this girl looks expensive, you know, by the look you might probably be able to tell, but the way you now present yourself and put yourself together, so you're not settling for less. You're not saying because you've gone to the market to pick your clothes from different angles, it means that you settle for less. You can, that's what you can afford, and you don't want to go beyond your budget. But when you enter a room, everything is sparkling and everything is speaking, and that's what we talk about class, that's what we talk about self-love, and that's what it means not to settle for less. Because is what you can afford right now does not mean you should settle for less, and because what you're wearing is just 200 naira and you are hiding under a shell and be hiding. Speak. When you speak, our words carry so much power. So when you speak, people look at you and they are wondering, they don't even know if you've eaten today or you've not eaten today, or you can't even afford to, you know, feed yourself 3 square meal. But you've carried yourself with so much grace and power, with so much self-love in you, with the fact that your mental health is stable, everything about you is on check, and you're not settling for less. You just want to do what you know you deserve, because you know you deserve better. So do not settle for less, and do not say, oh, because you are somewhere and there are people that you feel like they're doing better than you, so just because of that you want to, you know, hide under a shell and just not come out of your comfort zone. Hello, that's not what we do here. What we do is we carry ourselves with so much power, so much grace, and we love ourselves and we adore ourselves. We know that our mental health is on check, our spiritual health is on check, our mental growth is on, everything is on check, and that's what it means to love yourself.
Trendy Beats.
For your mother go here, say, see me so long, get you bella. She don't get you bella. For your mother go here, say, feel like you sell it, and for your mother go here.
Another thing is, we forget the fact that on the next episode with Moments with Say, and that's what we'll be talking about, when you don't forget, after you appreciate yourself, there are some certain things that when you love yourself, you don't do to other people. Now, I'm not saying that you should not care about other people, but when it comes to you, you need to pick yourself first. Self-love means taking care of your own needs and not sacrificing your well-being to please others. Now, people forget that they need to please themselves first. They want to, there's some people that they don't even care about you, they don't care about themselves, and that's what we'll be talking about next on Moments with Sis. So I'm not going to like spill so much, I'm just going to, you know, touch on it because it's part of this. So you don't love yourself, you don't love your neighbors, you are in between, and that's when we talk about the negative people. So now when you have these negative people, you don't want to keep them around you, because you're already you already portray that positive energy. So you don't need negative people around you, and I need you to understand that when you say negative people, you don't have to dispose them, you don't have to make them look trash, because that's not what we stand for, or that's not what we do. But what you need to do is, without telling them, you just distance yourself from them. You give them that 3, 4, 5 step backward. You don't have to let them know that, oh, you're a bad person, you are this, you are that. You're already stooping to their own level. What you need to do is take a step backward. When you find someone that the spirit is not matching with your own energy, and you feel like the person's energy is very negative around you, just take 6-7 step backward and just observe the person from afar. You don't have to tell the person, no, your mouth is, just like you trying to explain to someone that you are doing something wrong, you're not using all these abusive words. You too, you join that person. But when you just stay far away from someone and you're just trying to observe what is going on, trying to know where you can come in from, it's not every action you have to give reaction to, and it's not everybody's attitude you have to let them know that this